Hi wonderful people, I'm back with yet another recipe. Today we are making chocolate muffins. Let's go. First and foremost, you guys know how I do. You must always wash your hands, make sure they are nice and clean and moisturized and ready to go. Let's get straight into the ingredients for today. There's not a lot, I promise. Okay, now dry ingredients first. Our flour. I'm using self-raising flour. I love it because it eliminates the need for baking powder. White regular granulated sugar, salt, very important in baking, some good quality cocoa powder. I will put descriptions of all the measurements in the description down below, so don't worry. I will list my coffee granules as my dry ingredients. Even though I'm going to make a fresh cup of coffee, use what you would normally drink in your house. A block of your favorite dark chocolate. I'm using the De Villiers brand, but use any brand that you like to eat. It must be a brand that you like to eat, very important. For our wet ingredients, let's start off with the oil. I'm using a canola oil simply because it is a mild oil and will not affect the flavor of these muffins. Whoops, my eggs are rolling away. We need 2 large eggs. What am I doing? Then we need some vanilla essence. Absolutely love it in this recipe. For our utensils, we are going to need a large bowl like this one, my favorite spatula, a spoon, a fork, and a measuring cup because baking is an exacting science. Then we need something to mix our wet ingredients in. As you guys can see, this is a French press and not an actual beaker, so whatever guys. This recipe makes 12 muffins. I only have a 6 muffin tin, so I'm going to be using 2 of these. It's just maths, you guys. Before I forget, we need to preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius so that it's nice and warm when we are ready to put our muffins right inside. Let's go! Let's measure out our flour. I have a half a cup measuring cup here. Don't worry about having to sift everything, you don't have to. So I am using 3 of those, which makes it 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. Next is our granulated sugar. We are using 1 cup of that. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt to enhance all the flavors. To need a half a cup measurement of our cocoa powder. This has lumps in it, I know, but don't worry, we're gonna use a fork to break all of these up just now. Take your fork and rotate your bowl while breaking everything up, making sure it's well incorporated so that we eliminate any lumps. Let's move on. our wet ingredients and put them in this jug. Don't worry about washing your measuring cup. It's all going in the same cake. So measure out your oil, then put it into your beaker or French press. Guys, I was very resourceful here. Leave me alone. Crack your 2 large eggs into the oil. Next is your vanilla essence. Use the cap to help you out. I'm putting 2 capfuls. It's basically 2 tablespoons in the mix. Let us brew our coffee. We are going to make a very strong one. We are using half a tablespoon of your granulated coffee and we're putting that into our mug. We're going to add some boiling water to that, stir it around and leave it aside to cool. By the way, this is the secret ingredient. This is what gives your muffin the edge. Nobody's gonna tell you this. It makes all the difference and you're not even gonna notice that there's coffee in there. Say thank you. Okay. Give your wet ingredients, except the coffee, a good mix with a fork. Now the very tempting task of breaking down the chocolate and trying not to eat it all while you are doing it. So I initially started with my hands and then I figured that I need the help of a very sharp knife. I suppose you can use chocolate chips here, but I didn't want to and this is what I had in the house at the time, so this is what I used. Now it's time to go lick your hands and then wash them and then come back. Coffee is now cooled down to room temperature and we are going to add it to our egg mixture. Make sure you stir continuously as you add your coffee just in case it's still a bit too hot. We don't want to scramble these eggs. Pour your well-mixed wet mixture into the dry ingredients. Be careful not to splash and mix everything vigorously with the fork. Don't be gentle here. We want to break down all the lumps because we do not sift our ingredients. Because we don't want to wash more dishes. So take your time and mix it vigorously. It will all come together. I promise. The batter for these muffins is soft. It is a dropping consistency. This will make for moist and soft muffins. added our chocolate bits to the batter, we're going to mix everything around to make sure the chocolate is evenly distributed in our batter. And as you can see, there aren't any flour pockets at the bottom, so ensure that you get under there with your spatula. It is now time to fill our trays. You're going to do 2 tablespoons of batter for each muffin. Try not to be over generous, otherwise they will overflow and stick to the pan and you won't be able to get them out and it's going to be a disaster. So just trust me. Our preheated oven is ready and waiting for us. We're going to put the batter in there and bake the muffins for 20 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean of batter. Not chocolate, because chocolate will stain your toothpick. Muffins have cooled and you've removed them from the pan, share the recipe, like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you next time.